Let's take a moment, shall we, boys, to discuss some of the things going on away from the World Cup. And if I may, I'm going to bring Gab Marcotti into the show. Gab, let's start off with Chelsea. It all seems an almighty mess because, of course, Antonio Conte is still their boss.
Well, that's right. Antonio Conte has a contract through June 30th, 2019. And unless he's fired, in which case he'd get a big payoff, he plans on seeing him out, which obviously makes things rather uncomfortable for Chelsea because they're very close to reaching a deal with Maurizio Sarri, the former Napoli manager. But they got to discuss not just Conte's payout, but also the payoff to Napoli because Sarri's still under contract at that end. Right now, it's they're basically playing a game of chicken, and Chelsea rightly saying, well, hang on a minute, why do I have to go and spend more money?
From a player's perspective, boys, how would you feel if you're in that Chelsea squad with all of this going on?
Well, it's certainly not helping, is it? I don't think the players have got a healthy respect for Antonio Conte, unfortunately. I don't think it should matter. He's the manager and he's turned off the pre-season training, and that's exactly what you... But everybody knows the rumour mill at Chelsea is ridiculous at the moment, and I think people are just waiting for him to go. It's not a case of he's definitely going to go, but you know, they're just waiting for him to go and Sarri to come in. So it's... They haven't done themselves and covered themselves in glory at all, Chelsea. The way they've gone about the business has been awful, really.
How's this going to work?
I think it's going to be a real problem for them. You know, they're going into pre-season. There is a manager that, how much work is he actually going to do in this pre-season? Is he going to just keep the players happy for the time being? He's not going to do any tactical work because he's not going to be there. So it's a major problem. And then the new manager comes in. He's got to try and get his tactics over in a very short space of time.
And buying players, Robert,
buying
it?
Players,
because the transfer window closes really early in England this year, of course, the new ruling. So you haven't got any time at all to get your house in order.
And also moving players that you might not think are their surplus goods, and now you're late in getting rid of players as well.
If there was one season where Chelsea had to get their house in order early, it was after what happened last year. Slipping into the Europa League, all the problems that they've had. This is completely against the grain of how Roman Abramovich has operated. He's always just hired and fired on a whim. And now he just seems as if he sat somewhere the whole summer, just letting this whole issue fester, probably because he wants to save the money that they were once spending, they're just not spending anymore.
Gab, how's this going to end?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you're hearing what the boys were saying. This is all complicated, of course, by the fact that Chelsea don't have a director of football right now. Michael Emenalo, of course, leaving the club back in December. And, you know, compounding what you guys said about Maurizio Sarri having less time to work on tactics, remember, this is a very, very tactical manager who needs time to get his point across. So, you know, my guess is ultimately they're going to have to reach some sort of payoff. It looked promising vis-a-vis Napoli on the Napoli end, that they could reach some sort of deal with De Laurentiis, possibly because they were going to sign some Napoli players. But again, if Conte doesn't budge, then there's not much they can do.